Courtney Linforce. Sandy, if you want to open up with an opening statement about the game, and then we can take questions.
Well, it's tough. These kind of losses are not easy. They came in, but I do have to say I felt so good about how we came out of the blocks. The first four. We were playing even with them. They were executing the game plan defensively, offensively. I saw tenacity in our players' eyes. I saw confidence in our players' eyes. So I feel good about how we came out of the blocks. That hasn't been something we've done consistently. So the fact coming, against, that's always your biggest fear when you're playing a team like the Goliath of Green Bay, that they're going to come and the game's going to be over within a few minutes. So really felt good about that. Their buzz defense was the difference. Obviously, they went on that 24-0 run, and it was the buzz defense. We weren't executing. We'd worked on it, but working on it, being able to simulate what we see, what we're going to see, is really difficult. But just way too many turnovers. And that was the difference. They went on that run. They felt, they had. It was like they were, and that was the difference. We'd never recovered off of that.
What can anybody say about Julie White's performance, I guess, there during that 24-0 run? It just seemed like she was everywhere.
Yeah, I think they get into that zone. When they're on, they're on. I thought we really came out strong, and I think they were like, whoa. But once they got it rolling, it's like they get into this, this killer instinct, and they're putting the dagger in, and Julie was the one that started it. She was scoring everywhere. She's a great player, and she's, she can score in a lot of different ways. So, she's a tough matchup. She was a tough matchup for us. But they didn't miss. 13 threes, is that a record? Okay, no, it's not a record, but they, this is the kind of team that makes you pay for your mistakes. They make you pay. And, we can't make as many mistakes. It's a game that we've got to get better at and keep learning from.
Courtney, there's some games you feel that sometimes they take a lot more out of you than other games. Is this one of those? She just sighed when she sat down. How do you feel? Do you feel like you ran a marathon out there, or what tempo?
Yeah, the tempo was definitely a lot faster. With all the turnover, steals, or either way, it's fast break. You're just running up and down, and we need to put it at our pace and play in our half court and execute that way.
Is this the kind of game that you throw away and forget about, or do you use this bits and pieces to learn from, since you have
yeah, no, it's definitely a game we've got to learn from. We're going to see him again, and hopefully in the Horizon League Championship, and we've got to. There was a lot of positives. We got to the free throw line. That was one of our goals, was to get to the free throw line. With a team that's this aggressive, we've got to be able to, obviously get to the free throw line. We out-rebounded them. They were shooting. They didn't have a ton of offensive boards, but we out-rebounded them. We've been out-rebounded consistently. So we only turned it over 5 times in the second half. Versus 22. So we're gonna, we've got to take some of the positives from this game and just keep learning. We've got 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, a junior, some that have never faced a team like Green Bay, and always have to take adversity and grow and learn from it. And that's the key to life, right? So we'll definitely learn from this one.
I know the competitor in you wants to beat them, but yes. Objectively, are they a top 10 team? I look at Baylor, UConn, some of the teams.
Yeah.
But and this is good for the state, good for the league, and
right.
everything. But when you look at women's basketball,
yes.
How do you consider them as a legitimate? I thought their RPI was 10 or something like that. What do you think of them? Just
objectively? Oh, there's no question. I think they're a top 10. They deserve to be where they are, and they have a system. They have a defensive system. They have an offensive system. They've got 2 solid defensive. The buzz is and that's not something that you can simulate consistently. I don't care who you are, and they play so well together as a unit. That's top 10. And we all know, we've all been a part of programs that have talent, but if they're not working well together and they, you know, they work well together, they have an attitude, you know, they have a mentality, there's a culture there. And that's, you know, something that we're trying to bring here to Milwaukee. You know, we're in the early stages, you know, we're kind of rebuilding as a program, and but we're proud to say Green Bay's in our league. I mean, that only helps us, you know.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, ladies.